We're looking at ratios here. You can almost use like ratios, percentages, decimals. They all kind of tend to work together. This question is called share of profits. There are three partners, Luke, Deborah, and Melanie, and they share profits of a business in the ratio of 2, 3 to 7. I'm assuming that's, oh yes, respectively. So in other words, Luke gets 2 to Deborah's 3 to Melanie's 7. Melanie is cleaning up and the other guys are getting ripped off. And the profit for the company this year is a lot of money, $176,496. Determine the share of the profit for each partner. And show your work. Okay. This is tough. The setup as a ratio. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to semi-turn it into a fraction question. The stronger you get with fractions, the easier it is to do a lot of mental math. So first we got to figure out what is the total amount of profits in these ratios. So there's a 2, there's a 3, and there's a 7. Well, let's add them all up, and this is how we're going to turn something into a fraction. 2 plus 3 plus 7. There's too many plus signs technically there to do vertically. But this is going to be 12. So to make these fractions, think of this like Luke. Okay, he's the 2. There's our Luke, there's our Deborah, there's our Melanie. Luke has 2/12 of the profit. Deborah has the number 3. Okay, 3/12 of the profit. And Melanie has the number 7. She has 7/12 of the profit. Now what we can do is you can either work in fractions or you can turn these into percentages if you like. 2 divide, there it is, 12. Okay, not such a nice decimal to work with, which means that percentage would be a little bit off. So we're actually going to keep them as fractions. Okay, it'd be approximately 16.7%, which means one of these is going to be a decimal value. It's not going to be super nice. What's this going to be? 1/4, so 2/4. And then this one, well, I might as well put them out. 7 divide 12. There you go. 0.583 repeated, so approximately 58.3% repeated, right? So those percentages could be rough. Maybe they're easy for you to work with. I want to be very, very exact when I do this. So I'm actually going to use my fractions instead of multiplying by the percentages. And how do we do that? Well, we're going to take the total profit, and we're just going to multiply it each time by the fractional share. Okay? So in the very first one, to calculate Luke's, we take Luke's fraction. So Luke's money, we'll call it, is equal to his fraction, which is 2/12, times the total profit. Okay? Total profit is $176,496. And we can take a calculator to work this out. How do I multiply? And here's a great question. How do I multiply a whole number by a fraction? Well, we can turn both of them into fractions. So we've got to remember our fraction rules. And how do I turn a whole number into a fraction? I just put it over 1. Very, very simple. So what's going to happen here is we multiply the top by the top and the bottom by the bottom. And we're going to end up with 2 times this number and 12 times 1. 12 times 1 is just 12. So the easiest way to think of this is this going to be 2 times 176,496. Just divide 12. So I've written it all out. But the easiest way to think of it is just take the top number, multiply it, and then divide by 12. Okay. So let's do it in that order that we just said. We'll take the top number 2 times 176,496. What do we get? A number. And then we're just going to divide that by 12. So we don't even have to write that one down. We divide it by 12. 29416. 29416. So Luke made $29,416. Nice, until you see everybody else's share. Watch Deborah. All right, Deborah, same idea. Her share was 3/12. Okay, so we take 3/12 times, again, the total profit. 176,496. I'm going to do this one a little quicker. So we do 3 times 176,496. And then we divide that by...
You put 3, I think.
Oh, did I? Let's try again.
You meant put
3 times 176,496. I think you're right. I think I might have. And then divide that by 12. 4, 4, 1, 2, 4. 4, 4, 1, 2, 4. 44,124. Deborah, not bad. And then the almighty Melanie, who makes more than both of them combined, her share was 7/12. Whoops. 7/12. And that's going to again be multiplied by 176. 496. Okay, so let's do that, and then we'll do an overall recap because I know it got a little confusing in there. 7 times 176, 496 divided by 12. Ooh, 102,956. 102,956. Melanie, just crushing everybody here. But how do we solve this question? That's what's key here. We got our answers. They want those 3 values. We got them. We took the ratios, added them together to find out what the denominator would be to the fraction. We then took that value, so we did 2 over whatever they added, right? So 2 over 12, 3 over 12, 7 over 12. You then take that fraction and just multiply by the profit, and that will tell you everybody's share. So we took the first fraction times the profit, second fraction times the profit, and the third fraction times the profit. You could have turned the fractions into percentages and done the exact same thing. I didn't want to work with the percentages because they weren't very, very accurate. I wanted to work with the fractions.
Yeah.
Okay? Does that kind of make sense what we did, though?
Yeah.
Okay with that?